Okay, so we left it here. So we are starting now. So the announcement of the announcement referred above shall also contain all the relevant financial ratios computed for both the upper and the lower band of the price band, and also a statement drawing attention of the investors to the section titled basis of issue price of the offer document. So they are saying that there will be a complete, this thing regarding, how the price band has been worked, and they are going to compute lots of ratios. Okay, fine. The announcement and the relevant financial ratio shall be disclosed on the websites of those stock exchanges and where the securities are proposed to be listed, and shall be pre-filled in the applicant form available on the websites of the stock. So all these ratios will be pre-filled, available on the prospectus or the red herring prospectus. Okay. Now it looks like this. Of course, you can't see because the document which has so much of data. So this was regarding the LIC. Okay. So this is the way the companies put that. So I'll just go to that. Okay. So promoters' contribution. I must tell you, the promoters are required to contribute at least 20%. Okay. 20% stake should be of the promoters, and there's a lock-in period of 18 months nowadays. The promoters have to, whatever the shares they have applied for, they have to remain with those shares for at least 18 months. 20% kind of a commitment for them. Okay. The promoters of the issue shall hold at least 20% of the post of capital. Now, this is a very simplistic version. Of course, the promoters' contribution has a little more legs to go, which we'll be covering next time. So, I'll just go to the case study straight away. So, Sula Vineyards, okay, you all remember, Sula is a company which is, making wine. Okay, so they came with an IPO, and it was basically an IPO where they have offered their own shares. 100% shares were offered by the existing shareholders of the company, and there were no fresh issue. Okay, so the company which has promoter is called Rajiv Samant, who's the owner of this company. Okay, promoter, and the IPO details you can just I'll just open. Okay, just when this is available, I'll take you to the site. Sula Vineyards IPO details. Okay, so IPO date was December 12th, 2022 to December 14th, 2020. So the IPO remained open for 3 days. Okay, 22, 12th to 14, 12, 13, 14. So they collected bids and the offer was closed on 14. The listing date was 22nd December. So the shares of Sula was listed on 22nd. Face value of the share was 2 rupees. Okay. And the price band which they decided was between 340 and 357. So this is the price band they offered to the public, between 340 and 357. And then the lot size, is 42. Okay. Now I just told you that there should be a gap of at least, maximum gap between how much? 20%. If it is 340, then 20% would go out to be 34, 68 plus 340 it can go up to 408 rupees, isn't it? The price band could have gone to 408, but the company announced 340 to 357. Now the price band at least should have 5% upper cap. So this I haven't told you so far. This was the latest amendment which came, I think, along with the IPO. This IPO, the upper cap cannot be below 105% or below 5%. So 340 का 5% कितना होता है? Zubain, just work out. 17. If you add 17, how much it comes to? 357. So this is as per the SEBI's latest requirement. The upper cap cannot be below 5% of the lower cap. Okay. Maximum it can go up to 20%. So this has complied with the law that time, which was announced in December 2022. Okay. So they came up with a issue size of 900 and they offered 2 crore 69 lakh shares. Okay, OFS, offer for sale. That means the existing shareholders offer their own shares, and their objective was to collect 960 crores from the public, and the money will be going to the shareholders. Okay, it won't come to the company. It will come to the company first, and company is going to give it to the existing shareholders. Then offer for sale, the same amount. Entire issue size was offer for sale. Okay, fine. Then book built. This was a book built offer. Now this company was having a good track record, profitable company, meeting all the criteria, but yet they came up with a book built, you know, uh, issues the way they wanted to issue. So the listing was at National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. So before ये Zubin, ये जरा इसमें डालना जरा. My hotspot is not taking anything.
गलत आ गया सर.
कोई बात, इस पे लगा दो, इस पे लगा दो.
अच्छा हो गया.
नीचे जो आया था ना ऊपर वाला नो इंटरनेट, उस पे लगा दो, कोई बात नहीं. आई जस्ट माई हॉटस्पॉट इज स्टार्टेड. ओके, सो प्लीज फोकस here. So I'm just going to take you to, first of all, we must know what this company is. Okay, Sula. Before we enter into the IPO details and everything, so for the better site would be to go to the screener. So you can just take yourself to your screener, okay? Just open the screener and say Sula. Okay, so you will get this. Go to, first of all, go to the first, this main chart. The share price today of Sula is 485. Okay, the price band was somewhere up to 347. So the share price were issued in that band, and today the share price has gone past 485. Okay, fine. And go to the profit loss account of the company. Okay, so this tells you how the IPO came in March, in December 22. Okay, are you seeing the numbers? Please focus on your desktop also, on the screener. So the company has reported a figure of in 2018 they showed a sales of 418 crores, then to 500 crores, then 387 crores because of the COVID impact, and then further going down to 306 crores the COVID time, and then their sales started going up, and it went up to 493 crores last year, up to March this year, and the trailing 12-month number is 528. Shakti, tell me, what is TTM? What is a full form of trail, and what does it mean? Any idea? Shivangni is going to answer. TTM, trailing 12 months. Last 12 months. Now the company has announced their results, up to September. Okay, just look at this number. Okay, so they have announced that their sales have gone up to 130 crores in September. The September quarter has been now announced by them in October, just in October or November, and this is 100. So if we total all these numbers, just look at this, where I'm putting this cursor. If you add up all, that is the TTM sales. The last 4 quarters number. It's very easy. You should remember it by heart. ठीक है शक्ति, why you not, किस लिए आते हो पढ़ने के लिए? For what purpose you come to study in the college? What's your background? Are you engineer or commerce background? Huh? Which one? PMS. Okay. ठीक है, चलो anyway. So, so coming back to profit loss account. So, is the company growing according to you after the dip in the COVID time? The company is doing good job. Okay. Now, what you have to do is just open this Excel sheet. Open this Excel sheet which I have. Have you opened this Excel sheet? Make one sheet as insert. Just put a blank sheet here, or even before you open this, just open an Excel sheet. Just open an Excel sheet, any Excel sheet. Okay, fine. And go to data. Go to data at the top. Okay, data. Go to get data. Okay, and get from other sources. Okay, and go to from web. Many of the students would have this feature in you, but it may be in some other form in your laptops. Okay, fine. So we will pull the data from the website. Okay, instead of punching the numbers, we'll get the data. So here it will ask for the URL. So we go to this URL. We just copy this and just pull the data and say okay. Okay, so it is going to pull the data from the screener and it'll show you so many tables. Okay, so go for the right table. Table number 6 is balance sheet. Table number 5 is equity. Table number 7, table number 8, table number 9, no, table number 2, table number 10, table number 3, table number 4, table number 5, table number 6, table number 7, table number 8. So I think table number 0. Table number 0 is the relevant one we are looking for. Okay. So once you have got this table, say load. Load. Just load it. Okay. No. हाँ, नहीं नहीं, ये तो हो तो जाए. सो क्या, जब उसने तो इसलिए भेजी होगी कि जब हो जाएगी तो पेमेंट कर दे. हाँ, फिर कर दो, कोई बात नहीं. नहीं, वो कर देते हैं ना भाई, वो करके तभी रिलीज करते हैं ना वहां से. अच्छा, करा दो, कोई बात नहीं. ठीक है. ठीक है. ठीक है, चलो. नहीं, तुम कर लो ना. मैं अभी हूँ. मैं अभी तो 2 मिनट में देखूंगा जरा. मैं किसी बच्चे को पढ़ा रहा था. ठीक. ओके, सो जस्ट हैव यू गॉट द डेटा? I'll just do it again. Okay, so there's some error here. uh, so there also you can take. Okay, so what I'm doing is that so what I'm saying, go to data. Okay, get data. Okay, from where you're saying? अच्छा, ऑन द स्क्रीनर साइड क्या है? अच्छा, एक्सेल शीट कर, हाँ वो भी कर सकते. दैट ऑल्सो यू कैन. ओके, सो but this is one way of, I'm just explaining that this is the best way. Okay, you can pull up data from any site. So I'm just saying get data uh, from other sources. Go to from web. Okay, and it will ask for the URL. So you put the URL. यहाँ तक पहुंच गए आप? Okay, go to the site and go to copy and just paste. Okay, ये आ गया था. So go to the zero this thing tab. So then say load. So the data will come. Is it okay? Have you all got? So all the data will get loaded on your Excel sheet. Fine. So what I have done is I have already loaded. So I'm just going to this thing. So I'm just going to delete this. So first of all, let's understand, what business. What I have done is I have just shared the files with you. So there is a Sula annual report. Okay, fine. So you can open an annual report and read, what kind of business they are doing. All the details are available there. If you just scroll through down, so it will have, all the this thing. So Sula Vineyards. Just read this, Yuben. What is written there? Okay, hold on. So this is the business. They are basically wine manufacturers and sellers. Apart from that, they've got three kinds of, segments from which they get the revenue. Okay. So what are those segments? So let's understand. Go to, the front page. So just read this. Incorporated in 2003. I always like Dindori. आपने कभी कुछ ट्राई करा है इस ब्रांड में से? Anybody? Anybody who takes wine? अच्छा, your age has not come to that, so you can take wine. But घर में तो, like my son was just 15 years old, I used to offer him beer. Anyway, so of course I've been always buying this brand Dindori, which is a bottle cost you about 800 bucks. Okay. Otherwise, the best wine is Jacob Creek white wine, which is around 1100 rupees in the market, which is an Australian wine. Okay. Just read business segments. Please focus here. अब सबको वाइन याद आ रही है. Okay, so what are their business segments? They have three business. The revenue comes from three businesses. One is called the wine business, another is called the wine tourism business, and third is called the wine. Hanji, just two: wine tourism and wine business. So they sell wine, and then they have various, tourism business. That means they have some resorts where people come and taste the wine, and they come and stay in those their resorts. So they have two kinds of business there. See, like in Europe, there, the people are, France, Italy, England. People prefer wine. Okay. My niece who's staying in London or in Manchester. So the first time when we reached their house, first thing they showed us was their wine cellar, where they stack all their wines. Okay. So they feel very proud about showing, we keep the wine here. But wine is always a better drink than any other drink because it is, healthy also, particularly the red wine. Anyway, okay. So coming back to my, this thing, my sheet here. So I'm just going to delete this sheet which I had, copied from there. Okay. So this is the income statement which I have copied from the screener. Okay. Fine. Become hot now. I don't know what to do. offline presentation on second Saturday. I'll be coming here. But if some of the students they can't give on second because there is an exam, so they can join online at the same time. Okay, what time I'll just let you know. I will take the evening or in the morning. We'll decide about that. Is that okay? So how many people would prefer Sunday? Just raise your hand rather than Saturday. Saturday will be the class. Sunday will be offline. So you can decide that. Fine. Ajit? We can do morning, evening, online also on Sunday. But Saturday, the class, those people who don't get Saturday and Sunday. I need to check whether I am having any class. Suppose I am having any class in any level, it is in the morning, then we can have an evening session. Okay, so we'll decide. So, this is, okay, let's just focus here. It is very important because this is the main part of our this thing. Okay. So, if you can see, the IPO happened in December 22. Okay. Just focus on the data. Have you opened this file? Okay. So, here the IPO happened in December here. Okay. Where the turnover was 390 crores. Okay. Fine. And look at the balance sheet. So, balance sheet also, it happened here. Fine. So, we have the profit loss account and the balance sheet taken out from the side. At the moment, I'm not touching them. I'll go to basis for offer price. Okay. Okay, so this is the most important part. I just prepared it yesterday. I'm still not very organized about it. Okay. So I'll just make it a little more refined. Next time we are going to discuss something more, but there will be going to be a question in your paper. Okay. Which will give all the data to you and you have to justify and tell that the company has complied with all the regulations or not. Okay. So you have to make some kind of a reply to the questions will be posed to you in format. It will be an Excel sheet driven question paper. Okay. So can you just read, Zubain? Is the font okay? Or should I make it a little bolder? Okay. Just focus here. This is very important.
The price band was determined by our company acting through the IPO committee in consultation with the DRM.
Okay, just hold on, Zubain. I'm just going to read what I have done is I marked in red where I found it was worth mentioning those things. I'm just going to read. Okay, then you can just follow that. The price band was determined by our company acting through IPO committee. So there was an IPO committee formed in the company. Okay, in consultation with the BRLMS, book runners and lead managers, who are the merchant bankers. So company has decided to form an IPO committee. Okay, and with the merchant bankers, they sat down and decided what should be the price of an IPO. Okay, then the price band is justified based on quantitative factors and key financial and operational performance indicators. So this is a very important word. The price band is justified based on quantitative factors and key financial and operational performance indicators. So what they have done, they have some quantifiable, factors, quantitative factors, and there's some key financial ratios. Okay. So the basis for offer price. The offer price will be determined now, finally when they decide the band, and after that they have to find out what should be the offer price. Ultimately, after they receive the bids. The offer price will be determined by our company acting through IPO committee in consultation with BRLMs on the basis of book building process. They said that we are going to follow a book building process. We are going to invite, bids, and based on that, first the price band was, fixed by the IPO committee as well as by uh, the the lead managers, the merchant bankers, and then they are going to have the book building process, and they are going to, decide about what should be the offer price. Okay. Okay. Then they have to, all the company has to give qualitative factors as well as quantitative factors. Fine. So what are the qualitative factors? High barrier of entry. High barrier of entry. You have studied that in your Porter's wife. This thing. Have you studied that high? What is high barriers of entry? Do you understand what is the meaning of high barriers of entry? Have you ever read that in your management books, which says that it is very difficult for a newcomer to come into this business because it requires a lot of investment? So that is the good factor of the company, because nobody can start this business and compete with us, because anybody requires a huge sum of money to come into this business. So this is a very good factor for us, our business. Established market leader in Indian wine industry with leading brand Sula. So their brand is Sula, and this is the leading brand in India. Everybody knows what Sula is, and it is a market leader in the this thing. Largest wine producer in India with the widest and innovative product offering, supported by efficient production mechanism. So this was their third this thing. So they have a, um, they are the largest wine producer in India. Then largest wine distribution network and sales presence. So this was there. Another very important thing. Secured supply of raw material with long-term contracts exclusive to Sula. So there's no problem with regard to the raw material for making wine, because they have long-term contracts with the producers of grapes and other things through which the wine is made. Leader and pioneer of wine tourism business in India. Leader. So they started this business. They were the first one to start this business. Otherwise, the wine business is an old one. But they said we have started another business, which is, along with the wine business, they have a wine tourism business. Okay. So you can always go through what does it mean in more detail later on yourself. Early adoption and focus of sustainability and experienced board qualified senior management team. Of course, they will always say that they have a very good board, senior people to help them. Okay, so this will be their a normal standard line by all the companies. Okay. Now we come to the quantitative factors. So this is the most important. Okay, we are going to focus and understand. So please just give your attention. Okay. Now some of the important information. So first one, basic and diluted earning per share at a face value of 2 rupees. Okay, so they have given what is their earning per share, basic as well as diluted. Do you know what is basic and diluted? Company calculates their earning per share. Earning per share is the formula is what? The profit of the company divided by the total number of shares. So if you can just go here, go to the income statement. Okay, so earning per share has been calculated here. Okay. So earning per share is given in 2022 as 6 rupees 20 paisa. Okay. How it has been calculated? So we have the shares there. In 22, the shares were 750. Okay. 7 crore 50 lakhs. So if I make this here 7.5, okay. And if I take this and divide this by 7.5, so we get 6.53, somewhere near. Okay. Fine. So they were making a earning per share. What is the formula for earning per share? The net profit of the company divided by the total number of shares outstanding. Okay. So this is called the basic EPS, basic earning per share. Now there is something called diluted earning per share. What does it mean? Diluted EPS. Have you ever heard of this term, diluted EPS? पढ़ी है ना? सुनी तो है. Now diluted means that if suppose company, of course Zubin would be knowing that, he's telling me that he knows it. Do you know that?
Sir, it takes into account preferential shares.
Huh?
It takes into account preferential shares in the numerator.
Okay, I'll just refine it further. I don't know what you mean, but just the meaning is like this. Suppose company has issued, options. That means, they have issued convertible debentures, for example. Company has issued convertible debentures that after 2 years, these debentures are going to become shares. Okay. So that means they are, till today, they are not part of the shares of the company. But after 2 years, they will become shares of the company. Okay. Or company has given loans to the bank. Sorry, company has taken loans from the bank. And bank says, okay, we are giving you the loan, but have a term that you are going to convert this into equity shares after 2 years on our wish. The company is doing good job, making good profitable, so they would like to become the shareholder of the company. Okay. Or in case the bankers feels that, company is not able to pay its money, so they'll become the shareholders, and then, when the company is liquidated, they'll get their money back. So this is whatever way they're looking back. So there can be some options given to some people where all these will become shares of the company on a given, because of, some situation. So the diluted EPS is taking those options also. Okay, like company gives ESOPs to the employees. Okay, employees have yet not converted them into, the rights have been given to the employees so that they can buy shares of the company at a certain price which has been fixed already. So at any given point of time, there will be many options available to many people to convert and become the shareholder of the same company. So when the company calculates its earning per share on that given date, whatever those options which are given to all the people, they'll be assumed that those options have been exercised and they'll become the shares of the holders of the company. So after that, what will be your earning per share? Suppose the company has 1 lakh shareholders, for example. All these options, company is going to add another 20,000 shares to its kitty. If all these options were, exercised by all the people to whom these options. So that means the EPS will be calculated on 1,20,000 shares. I'll just give you a example here. Suppose there's a company whose net profit is say 1,50,000. Okay, fine. And I'm just putting this number again here. Company has, shares. Company has shares, suppose 15,000 shares. So what will be the EPS? Basic EPS, which normally we calculate, which will be net profit divided by shares. Fine. So earning per share is 10 rupees. This is the basic EPS. Now suppose there are 2,000 shares. People can convert them and become shareholders of the company if they choose to do so, because they have options with them. Suppose that will entitle another 2,000 shares. Okay. So that means this is the diluted. So this is will be called the basic. Okay. And this will be called diluted. If those people who are holding options, they exercise to become the shares of the company on that day, what will be the EPS of the company? So EPS drops to 8.83. Now it is very important for the shareholders to know, for the public to know, that what is the EPS today, and if all the shareholders to whom the options are given, whether the employees or they are, the people to whom the bonds have been issued or convertible debentures have been issued, they all exercise those and become the shareholder of the company, what will be the EPS will look like with the same profit? So that means the EPS goes down if those all options are exercised. Have you got it now? Is it okay? So the company has to calculate earning per share both ways, diluted as well as basic. So let's go back and see. So they say, since company doesn't have any options, it's a new company, it's the first time it's coming. Already the existing shareholders they are offering, so there are no options given to the employees, nothing. So the diluted EPS is same. That's why I had to give you a separate example, because this example I could have not given by Sula, because Sula's diluted EPS and basic EPS is same because they don't have any options given to anyone. Okay. Now March 22, the weight is given 3. Now this is the SEBI's format. Okay. Then there March 31, 2021. So the EPS was 0.38 because of the COVID time. Their profits have come down and their earning per share was partly 38 paisa. In March 22, it was 6 rupees, 6.5 rupees. And then March 31st, peak of the COVID time, they were having negative earning per share because they were into losses. So then the weighted average is basically the 3 weight is assigned to the latest this thing, and 2 to the last second, and 1 to the least one, the third year. Okay, they calculate the weighted average is 3 rupees, so that people know that in the last 3 years what is the weighted average earning per share, because the earning per share can change from year to year depending upon how the profitable the company is, how they are doing business. The business is growing, EPS will grow. Maybe the last year will be very good, last 2 years are not so good. So they want that what will be the weighted average price. The public should know that. Okay, then they are telling you they are telling you also what is the for the last 6 months, because this was up to 31st March 2002, what was the earning per share, which was that audited number. Now because they were coming with the IPO in the month of December, already April, May, June, July, August, September had gone by. So they say that for the 6 months period ended 30th September 2022, this is the EPS, 3 rupees 71 paisa. Okay. If you analyze it, it becomes to 7.5 rupees, which is more than the last year. So company is growing, isn't it? ये जो आ रहा है, ये 6 महीने का आ रहा है, पिछले 6 महीने का, last 2 quarters. Okay. So if you double up and make it annual, it is actually going up above the last reported number, which is 6.5 rupees. Okay. Then the most important. Now, what was the floor price? 340. Okay. What was the upper cap? 357. So I put it here and I put it here. Now, this 6 rupees 53 paisa was the last year's earning per share. This number, 6 rupees, isn't it? So I put it here and calculated the P ratio of the company. The P ratio they have shown is 52. What is P ratio? Market price divided by earning per share. Okay, so today the company is trading, if these shares are issued at the current profitable rate, it will be somewhere between 52 to 54 times. Okay, the basic and the diluted is same. So that means they are offering the share at 52 times than earning per share they are making. Okay, whether this is expensive or whether it's cheap, how do we know that? Okay, so what we'll do, we'll compare it with the peer group. So what are the other companies in the similar group, at what share price they are trading and what is their PE ratio? Okay, look at, we'll just go at the bottom. Huh. Here it is given. Now look at this. Sula, what is their, PE ratio is, they have shown at the top 52. United Spirits, they are trading at 76 PE ratio. Okay. Whereas Radio Khaitan Limited is trading at 53 PE ratios, and United Breweries, Kingfisher guys, okay, their company is trading at 119. Okay, fine. So there are companies who are trading at 119 PE ratio, and there are companies who are trading at 53 and 76. So if they are offering the shares at 53 or 54, it seems to be okay. It's a lower end. Okay, just let me show you something more. Okay, so let's see here. What is the current P ratio of the company? Stock P is 42. Okay, and let's say, which was the other company which was mentioned here? United. United Breweries. Okay, today it is trading at 147. So which is cheaper? The Sula. Sula is trading at just 40 something, and this is trading at 47. And which was the other company? हाँ वही मैं देखा था, रेडिको थी ना. Radico Khaitan, or United Spirits also is there, okay, which was 76. So let's go and see United Spirits. United Spirits. United Spirits is 59. Okay. So if we have to just compare, or let's go to peer group, okay, let's see all the companies here. United Spirits 59. United Breweries 147. Radio Khaitan 87. You know, that was the issue time. Now we are in the current year, okay, 2023, after 1 year. Then your Sula Vineyards 42. Som Distilleries 31 and Globus Spirits 20. Fine. But if you look at the companies which have some sizable, market cap, their companies are very small, so we can't compare them. They are the outliers. So if you look at the market cap, so this is the highest market cap, which is trading at 59. Then the second company, 41, which is still have a good United Breweries 147, and Radio Khaitan 87, 19,000. So this is a good market cap. And then these are very small companies. Sula is 4,000. Of course, this Tilaknagar Industries is 45. So Sula is 42. So it seems, I mean, of course, these are very small compared to these home industries and all. So it seems that the share price which was offered to the public was reasonable. It was offered at 347 thereabout. Now it has gone up to what? 484. Okay, so it was a good decision for investors to put the money in the company, and you can see the chart also of that company. So the share price is showing a steady growth after the IPO. Okay, and we can just say 3 years chart. Okay, so the IPO came in which month? In December 22. Okay, or rather we should focus on the 1 year chart. So after the IPO came December, it's showing it declined. Initially. Okay, it came down to what? This is what? Oh, this is United. Sula jana hai हमें. So Sula has been showing a steady increase after that. Okay, of course the share prices don't move in a linear fashion; it goes up and down. So the share price was somewhere around 350 the issue price, and today it's trading around close to about, I mean, just very near to 500. Okay, so this was a good offer to the public, and they made a good money. Okay, so if you want to know how much money they made in 1 year's time, so we can just look at uh, you know Okay, look at this. Return stock price CAGR. In the last 1 year, it's not given here. Return on equity, okay, so fine. Okay, some more facts. Okay, just about 5 more minutes or 10 minutes we're going to end up. Just read this, Zubin. What's written here?
Sula Vineyards IPO is a book build issue of rupees 960 crores. The issue is entirely on offer for sale of 2.69 crore shares.
So this was entirely OFS. Okay, what does OFS means?
Offer for sale
Huh?
to existing investors.
Sale by its own shareholders. Okay, so that means the money which they are going to receive, where it will go? To the shareholders or to the company? To the shareholders. Okay, fine. Read further.
Sula Vineyards IPO meeting started from December 12, 2022 and ended on December 14, 2022. The allotment for Sula Vineyards IPO was finalized on Monday, December 19, 2022. The shares got listed on BSE NSE on December 22nd, 2022. Sula Vineyards IPO price band set at 340 to 357 rupees per share. The minimum lot size for an application was 42 shares.
So here the minimum lot size was 42. Very important. That means the retail shareholders, everybody can allot for in lot size of 42 only. Okay. Yeah.
The minimum amount of investment required by the retail investors is 14,994
So you can
crores.
see, 42 was the lot size and 357 was the upper price. So that means they have to give 14,994 rupees a time when they're making their application for one lot. Okay. If they're making for two lots, multiplied by two. Okay. Fine. So I'm just skipping this. Now I just come to here. Okay, now look at this. Um, so who is the promoter? Rajiv Samant. And shareholding pre-issue was 28% and post-issue was 20. So the promoter holding was around 27.33% after the issue was over, because he has diluted his shares, he has sold his shares. So he was having 28%, and after this issue to having 27, which is higher than 20%, which is the norm of the SEBI. 20% must be held by the promoter. So he is having 27%. So that was he met the norm. So, in your take-home paper, there will be a question which all the data will be given. I'll just share the last year when I offered a paper where there's a question from of the same, some different IPO was there. So you'll be asked some question whether the issuer has complied with all the norms. There'll be some numbers will be given to you in terms of what is their net worth, what is their operating profit, what is their, in net tangible assets, what the monetary assets, there will be all sorts of information, and the share price will be given to you. Okay, and the peer group share price will be given to you, and you will comment whether you will go for an IPO or not. Justify the price is higher or lower or okay. So you have to give your own justification. Looking at the peer group PE ratio, and now the PE ratios, don't talk about everything, but they are something like you just look at other companies at what price they are trading and what was their PE ratio and what is the PE ratio of the company which is offering.